What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with more boxing news. So, like I do on my channel all the time, I got to keep it fair and consistent all the way across the board. And it looks like the Nevada State Athletic Commission has just released some information that Jalen Love of Team Mayweather, 16-0 with 8 knockouts, he tested positive for having a diuretic in his system called hydrochlorothiazide. I think I said it right. And that was in the fight against Gabriel Rosado on the Robert Guerrero Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. undercard. It was a great fight. It was an intense fight. I spoke about that fight on my channel, so look in the video responses for that. I thought it was a close fight. I said it could have really went either way. Rosado had definitely had a good showing, and I don't think either of Rosado's last two losses negatively affects his career. And I've said this time and time again. His fight with Gennady Golovkin, he showed a lot of balls. He was getting beat up, but he also gave Gennady Golovkin some problems. He looked better in that fight than other people like Ashita. Ashita just got ran through by Gennady Golovkin. So, much respect to Gabriel Rosado. I mean, he comes to fight. This is, again, a guy who was working at Home Depot and boxing, and he was trying to juggle the both because he didn't make enough money in boxing to substantiate a living to the point where he could just rely on boxing money. Now he's worked his way up, and he can rely on boxing money. So a lot of credit to Gabriel Rosado. The kid is tough. He's from Philly. He also had the opportunity to fight Triple G at a catchweight, and he has a video on YouTube. It's called Shock the World. Make sure you take that time to look at that. It's on YouTube, and he basically said in that why I don't believe in catchweights. He doesn't want to hear any excuses for when he beats Gennady Golovkin, which didn't happen, but it just shows you that this kid got heart. As far as Jalen Love, not a good look. You're only 16 fights into your professional career. You had a stern test against Finley and a stern test against a more seasoned fighter who had more fights. Gabriel Rosado's been in fights with now Triple G, Angulo, Soto Caras, and other people. So I said this in my prediction video that I see Rosado winning, and he had to learn the hard way on the job by taking tough fights, etc. So again, with Jalen Love, it's not a good look. He's very early and premature in his career. Although he didn't test positive for, I think it's considered a PED. I don't know. I don't know if a diuretic is considered. I remember Chavez Jr. in late 2000s. He also tested positive for one. However, as an athlete, you're a professional. This is your job. This is your career. You're in the spotlight. As you've seen Jalen Love, he was on All Access for the Mayweather Guerrero fight. I mean, he's in the limelight. This is not a good look. You don't want to have these situations come up. And again, even though it's not necessarily a diuretic, whether it's marijuana like Chavez Jr. or the diuretic that Jalen or Chavez Jr. tested positive, as an athlete, this is your career, this is your profession, and you want to make sure you are held to the highest standards. And you get a list of banned substances and things you cannot take. Obviously, this was on the list. I'm pretty sure that Team Love, being part of the money team, and most of the people in boxing have dealt with boxing for years. Jalen Love is currently living in Las Vegas. This is in the Nevada State Athletic Commission. So if you ever have a question like, hey, can my fighter take this? It's really not too much to ask. So again, even though this is not like HGH, like taking an actual steroid, it's still a banned substance, whether it's marijuana, if it's a diuretic. You still know you're not supposed to be fighting and taking it. Whether it's deer antler or whatever the fuck it is, you got a list of things. So you got to do it the natural way. And I mean, in that fair is fair is fair is fair. Gabriel Rosado, to my knowledge, didn't test positive for anything. So just like Mayweather said with Pacquiao or any fighter, he said, I want to be on an even playing field. And I mean, Jalen Love, if he has trouble making weight, maybe he needs to move up in weight, or maybe he needs to start his training camp a little bit earlier. There's other ways. There's other options. You can get a nutritionist. You can, again, start camp earlier. Do whatever you have to do. This is your career. Like, I mean, you're getting a pretty wealthy paycheck, I'm sure. So make it happen. And that's really all I got to say. So, again, I don't know how bad it will hurt his career. Like I said, Chavez Jr. had the same thing where he tested positive earlier in his career with a diuretic. Only difference is Chavez Jr. has a namesake. He has a huge namesake, and he was. I mean, he's forever attached to his dad's name, so he has a huge following and a whole country behind him. J. Leon Love, a lot of people thought that Gabriel Rosado beat him, and there was a lot of resentment for the way the decision turned out, and a lot of people didn't think he looked great against Finley. So these aren't the types of publicity or things that you would want to happen in your career at a young age when you're still proving yourself, and especially in a fight that was controversial where a lot of people thought your opponent did enough to win. So it's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about this. J. Leon Love tests positive for a diuretic in the system in the Gabriel Rosado fight. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think on J. Leon Love? And that's really all I got to say. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.